Hello, and welcome to my show. This is Deb Bullions. I'm joining you from the sunny Gold Coast of Australia. I'm so excited to be here. This is my first show, my first time here on A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. So today I thought that we would take it a little bit slow. I would tell you a little bit about myself so you know who you'll be working with if you come onto the show with me. And we'll take a caller. But first, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. So if I don't sound like the typical Australian accent, it's because I don't have an Australian accent. I was raised in sunny California, and it was a wonderful, wonderful lifestyle. When I grew up, I was in San Jose, which then became Silicon Valley. And I moved down to Southern California, where I was very lucky to work in IT, and I decided to start manifesting. So, working with a lovely lady by the name of Louise Hay, I wanted to manifest the right relationship. And lo and behold, within 6 months of working on it, a man came all the way across the world from New Zealand, and it really was like love at first sight. And that was 34 years ago, and we're still together. So, from California, headed over to New Zealand, and we raised a family, 3 boys, now all grown. And then I decided, look, New Zealand is beautiful, but oh my goodness, little bit wet and a little bit cold. And so we thought when the children were grown, we would all head over to Australia. And here we are. So, coming to you from Australia, originally from California, I'm Deb. We're going to take a caller in just a moment. And after the caller, I am going to tell you a little bit about what I can offer, how I can help you, and what's coming up later this month. So, we have Angela in New York City ready to come through. Are you there, Angela?
Hi, yes, I am. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm good.
You're good. Okay. So, as they may have told you, I'm a psychic and a medium, which means I can talk to you about your life and your future, or I can talk to one of your past loved ones. So, do you know what it is
I
you're looking for today?
Yeah, I want to see if you can connect with my past love animal. If you can connect to animals.
I can. Okay. So, I bear with me. I just want to get them a little bit closer. So, I've got 3 coming forward, so I'm trying to separate them. So, cat, dog, is that right?
Um, well, I mean the main one that passed that I'm trying to connect is the cat.
Right, because I had the cat come in first, but then I had a dog, and then funnily enough, I heard the word bunny. So, have you ever had a rabbit?
Yeah, I had like a black rabbit like
You
20
did.
years ago or
Okay.
something.
Because so they're all piled in. They're all here to see you, Angela. So, let me
Hmm.
focus on your kitty cat. Bear with me. So, this is a very magical cat. Yes. um,
Yeah.
because they showed me like a black cat, which may or may not, the cat may or may not have been black, but that represents to me that this kitty was very magical. Does
Um,
that make sense to you?
yeah, I guess she could. I mean, she's not black, but I guess she was magical.
Yeah. It's just that's their sign to me that we have a mystical, magical kitty who is more than just a cat to you. It's like when somebody, it's their familiar, it's their one of their best friends, if you will.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
She passed last week, so it's very recent, and it's still it hurts very much.
Yeah. She, oh, so feminine, um, very, how would you say this? I want to say loving because I feel her just like, when they rub on your legs, when they just want to cuddle. That's what she's doing. So she really wants to cuddle up with you. Um,
Yeah.
she's showing me that She was a pretty girl, but I feel like she had quite a beautiful full face. Does that make sense to you?
Um, yeah, she was 2 years old, and I didn't get the last part you said.
Okay. It was just that I felt that she had quite a round, beautiful face.
Oh yeah, she was.
And
She was beautiful, beautiful cat.
did she have like green eyes?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, yeah, when she was like a little, like 4 weeks old, they were like bluish green. Yeah.
Yeah, because I could just see these little eyes looking up at me. All right, so just trying to see if there's anything that
She was
was
a scaredy
she.
cat, so
I
see,
was
like
going to
her
say,
being
was she the
scared.
runt? Was she the tiny one? Because she makes me feel like she was frightened, like with brothers, and she just makes me feel a little
Yeah, she was.
skittish.
Yeah. I mean, she was young. She's only 2 years old, so it doesn't make any sense to me why and how she passed.
Okay, let me see if I can get her to give me a feeling for what was going on for her. It's a very strange feeling. So, did you just find her like laying on her right side?
She was vomiting a lot and like all day. So I brought her to the animal hospital. They did blood work, chest X-ray. Everything was normal. They said maybe she ate something. So they said do an ultrasound. So I brought her home and she was still continuing to throw up, not eating. Then I brought her to the animal hospital, and I guess her blood levels got bad. I guess from not eating so much for like 3 days.
Yes. Yeah.
And the ultrasound didn't really show there was anything, but they were planning on doing surgical exploratory, like to explore
Yeah.
maybe something stuck there. I don't know.
That's what it feels like. You know those foxtails? You know those little things that are in the long grass that if you get one, it's like a burr or a foxtail where it goes in but it won't come out. It
Yeah.
didn't feel like it got to her stomach. It felt like it was like in their little esophagus, like she just was trying to choke something up. So that's what it feels like. She like there was something that she would have eaten that caught. And the only thing I can explain, because that was the first thing I got when you said that, because it was like something coming up from her stomach, but it wouldn't come up. And then I feel like she was on her right side. That's all she is bringing me is this funny feeling like you want to pull something out, but then she's on her right side. Um,
I mean,
she says
she ended up having.
she doesn't know either what she just said the words, I don't know what I did wrong. Like I don't know what I ate that made me feel that way because I don't. Do you have house plants?
Yeah, I do.
Did you ever notice her nibbling on one? Do you have anything with like a round green leaf? Like not a normal green leaf, but like a rounded green leaf?
Yeah, I have a lot, but I bought her like cat grass and catnip, so she would just chew on those things. So it's like the plant, she stopped the plant. But
Okay,
she
all
did
right.
get heart failure. Like I guess she got heart failure after in the
System
hospital
over.
overnight.
Yeah, system overload. She just was, yeah, it's just trauma. It's just the stress. Let's see what she wants to say, what her messages are to you. I feel like she had a lot of fun with you. She's showing me that you weren't just a friend, but there was a lot of fun in the household. Um, Real lively for her, a lot to play with. Um, she got a lot of love and okay, so she gives me heartache herself. She gives me a little bit of heartache, but that heartache is for you. That is like her heart hurts because she sees you, because they still see us when they pass. they can, it's like peering through a curtain for them. They can have a look at us. And she doesn't want you to hurt anymore because she feels like it actually physically feels like it presses in on you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. But I just like, was it even her time, like, to go? I mean, I didn't want to
It,
put her down, but the vet was pushing me, pressuring me.
it was her time as far as she she could not clear whatever this was. And it had to be meant to be because the way she's saying is, I don't know what I ate that did this. So I only thing I saw was that you had some really gorgeous plants with green leaves. And I wondered if she'd had a nibble, but that doesn't explain the burr. That does not explain the burr type of sticky type thing that I could feel in her throat. So she doesn't know how she did it, but it must have been her time. Uh, she's more upset for you than she is for herself because she's well and good over there. She is still very playful, still having a wonderful time. Now, have you got a grandfather in spirit from your mother's side?
Yeah, I do.
Because she's with him.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, she's just
Um,
saying she's got people over there. She's fine. You did the right thing. You did everything for her, and she had a wonderful life with you, and she'll just be waiting. They just wait for us. It doesn't matter if it takes us 60 years to get over there. They will always greet us when we arrive. And she's with your family. So she's fine. And I think what bothers her most is how much you're fretting, how much it's hurting your heart and pressing in on you. And she's saying, just imagine her tearing around, like sliding on wood floors over there. She's having a wonderful time.
yeah, that's all she wanted to do was play. And
Yeah.
yeah, she did have a lot of toys. But I just feel like if she had any conditions that I didn't know, like any condition she was born with that I probably should have known about.
No, not that you would have known about. If anything, like I said, it feels more like esophagus where it meets with the stomach. It feels like there was something she was trying to bring up. So if she had, I know it happens I'm not a medically trained person, so obviously I can't tell you for sure, but I know that sometimes we get folds in our own esophagus, which makes things difficult to go down or to come up. And it just feels like there was something there between the esophagus and the stomach. She's not sure what she ate. It's like sometimes an animal will tell you, I ate such and such, and you'll see evidence of it, but she's not sure. And she
I mean,
says
was she in pain?
she was uncomfortable because you know what it's like yourself when you have a cough and you want to bring something up. So you knew she was in
Yeah.
distress, but she wasn't in pain. It was just the distress of, gosh darn it, I can't get this thing out. Whatever this is, I can't get it out. So she feels for you because it wasn't as traumatic for her as you might have thought. And for her now, it's over. It's done. She's playing. She's having a great time, but she worries for you. So know that if you talk to her, she will hear you, and know that she is literally there visiting. So you might feel her jumping up on the bed or jumping up. Did you have a gray couch?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, because it's like jumping up on a gray couch. And she's saying she's she's always going to come back and visit with you, and she hears you when you talk to her. So please, please, um, don't fret for her. She is okay, and she is with family.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Angela. I hope that brought you some comfort. Just know that our animals are always there waiting. They hear us when we speak to them, and they do come for little visits sometimes. You might feel the pitter patter of tiny feet jumping up on the couch or wherever she liked to sleep. So thank you so much. You've been my first caller, and I've really enjoyed talking to you, and I hope that your heart rests easier.
Yes, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Angela. Bye-bye now. All right, I just wanted to take some time to talk to you all about the other side. When we do mediumship, it's always interesting what people's thoughts are on what will be happening for their loved one on the other side. And they always are okay. They find each other, they find their friends, and our pets end up going to the people that we loved as well. Now it's quite interesting because sometimes maybe her grandfather wasn't a pet person on this side, but when they go to the other side, they're always more loving and more caring. And I know I ran into somebody last week who I did a reading for, and they had their animals in spirit with a family member who hadn't really been a pet person. But I was able to describe them to a T, and they were absolutely happy that their pets were fine. I'm just giving our producer a little message. Today, and I wanted to talk to you about a few other things. So I thought we'd take the opportunity today to get to know one another. And as I mentioned, I'm over here in Australia. I've been here since about 2008. I still get home frequently back to the US. But I wanted to tell you, I not only am a psychic medium, but I founded and established Spirit Quest School, which is an international online school for people like yourself to learn how to do this. I always say that if you are interested in this type of thing, if you're tuned in, if you're listening, and this is the type of thing that fascinates you, you might watch the television shows and watch the celebrities who do this. You might read about it, spend time on YouTube, TikTok, etc. If this fascinates you, it is a calling. It's a calling for you. Anyone can learn it. Anyone who's interested, that is. It's like learning a musical instrument. So if you really, really wanted to learn the drums and you took the time to work with somebody on how to learn it, or even watched on YouTube, got the right equipment, and practiced, you could learn. And so my story is about thinking that I wasn't a psychic medium, but wanting to be so, so much. As a child, I could do really interesting things, such as I remember we would go to get in the car, and this was in the day before the internet. We would go to get in the car, and I was 4, 5 years old, and I would stop and I would tell my mother what song would be on the radio because I'm a real music fan as well. And she was just shocked almost every time. And for a while, she was excited about that. And she was like, I don't know how you do that. And then she was like, shh, don't tell the neighbors, don't tell anyone you can do this, because she didn't know what to do about it. When I was 6 years old, a family friend passed. And it was a woman who unfortunately had dementia. She knew my grandmother, and she'd gotten, sometimes people with dementia can get quite grumpy. Their personality changes, and her personality had changed quite a bit. And it was frightening for me. And when she passed, she came to visit me. And I remember it as clear as day. And that's the difference between a visitation and a dream. You never forget it. It's like they're really there. So it was a little bit of a frightening experience for me. It was the first one, and I knew that she'd been very unwell and a little bit scary at times. So it wasn't the best visitation. But these things happened all through my life, and I still believed, because I couldn't make it happen on cue, like when I wanted to, that I wasn't a psychic medium, and I was fascinated with it. I did my first tarot reading at 18, and it came true the next day, and I'll tell you more about that another time. And I found my first teacher because I'd been hanging out in cafes and libraries, getting books on this type of thing, trying to learn about it. And I found my first teacher at a local, well, I guess you call them college over in the US. We call them universities over here, who taught meditation and how to connect with spirit guides, angels, etc., and do a little bit of internal body scans, meditation. And it was fantastic. And I said to Spirit, if you will bring me the teachers, I promise I will share everything I learn. I won't hold back and keep any secrets just for myself. And so I was fortunate enough that there was a 20-year gap in between teachers, and then I had a couple of very good teachers. So that's what prompted me after I cut my teeth in the industry, began to be of service to people giving these readings. I did what I promised Spirit. I fulfilled the promised Open Spirit Quest School. So, what do we offer? I teach from beginning psychic skills to advanced psychic skills, beginning mediumship skills to advanced mediumship skills. I teach the Akashic or Akashic records, depending on how you pronounce it, which is reading people's records of their past lives as well. And I'm also a Reiki master, so I teach Reiki 1, 2, 3, and 4, and teach others to step into their spiritual gifts. I do courses like Angel Encounters. There's so many different courses available. Now, each week we're going to choose a different topic, and I'll teach you. You don't have to come to the school. I'll teach you some tips and tricks online. I just wanted to introduce myself today, allow you to get familiar with me and know what I could bring and what I could offer, so that if you do call into the show, if you there is something that you want to know, whether it's about a past life, whether it's about an animal or person who has crossed over to the other side, whether you're wanting to know something about your future or your present, you're stuck at a crossroads, I can help you. And also we'll spend the second half of the show teaching tips, tricks, techniques, and letting you know about upcoming classes, online circles, because that's a very casual way to learn and very inexpensive way to learn as well. So each week, a little something different. I'm hoping that together we're going to have a great time. I'm so looking forward to meeting more of you, working with you, providing whatever services that I can provide for you. And I'm hoping that you'll cruise over, have a look at the websites. Now, I'm in the process of updating them to show you a conversion rate so that you can understand that you're not paying what we pay over here in Australia. You save yourself about 40% off of those prices. So I'm in the process of getting that all updated and getting the new course dates set with times that are more suitable and convenient to North America. So I hope that you've enjoyed today meeting me, and I look forward so much to working with you in the future. And again, you can find me at www.deb, that's D-E-B, .bullions, as in gold bullions, that's BULLIONS.com.au, or www.spiritquestschool.org, that's O-R-G. So again, it has been absolutely lovely to meet you all today. I thank you so much. Getting my first reading under my belt, working with a beautiful kitty for our caller Angela in New York, was just an honor and a pleasure. And I hope to be able to read for you very soon too. So thank you. And from sunny Australia, we'll see you next week.